Hey guys, what's up? I'm Erin and welcome back to the channel. Closing out 2022, roughly 2/3 of Americans, or 68%, said their finances didn't improve over the course of the year or simply stayed the same, according to a new study from Credit Karma. And the goal should be to get a little bit better every single year. Small steps taken consistently over time can lead to huge improvements. And when it comes to improving your finances, it's more than simply looking at your net worth. And let's be honest, 2022 ended with the S&P down about 20%. So it's very likely your investments took a hit. I know mine did. Your net worth may be lower now than it was a year ago, but down years happen. Just remember, the positive years outnumber the down years. Getting a temperature check with your finances involves looking at more than just your net worth. When you're trying to improve with your finances, you have to look at your habits, how you spend, how you save, your income, the total picture. And if you made some financial boo-boos this past year, you're not alone. 76% of people have said they've made financial mistakes this past year. And 35% have said they've actually developed bad money habits this past year. As far as mistakes, the most common ones cited were not saving any money, not sticking to a budget, and racking up credit card debt. It's also worth noting that a fifth of millennials and Gen Z members actually cite investing in crypto and the stock market as a financial mistake because of the money they lost. And I think there has to be a pretty big distinction made between investing in the stock market and investing in cryptos. When you're buying a stock, you're buying a tangible company who produces a product or a service. You're buying a small piece of that business with rights to future potential profits. When you're putting money towards crypto, it's important to note that it's an emerging asset class without a lot of regulation. That involves a lot of speculation. They're definitely not the same thing. It can be discouraging to watch stock prices fall, to watch your investments lose money. It can start to feel like you're throwing good money after bad. But it's important to remember, especially if you're new to investing, that 1 year is really a blip on the radar. Investing is done over the course of an entire lifetime, 30, 40, or 50 years, so you just have to stick with it. And as far as those bad habits that people reported developing throughout the course of the year, most of them involved food, like ordering food delivery instead of cooking. Others said letting groceries expire. I was guilty of that last one for a bit, but I have fixed it. Let me tell you how. I have switched to buying the vast majority of my produce in frozen form. That way it can't expire. I got so sick of everything expiring before I had the chance to eat it. It literally felt like I was just throwing money in the trash can, like frozen avocados. I'm not playing avocado roulette anymore. You know every single avocado is a gamble. This has saved me so much money. Others include buying things they didn't have cash in their account to cover, paying for subscriptions they never use, spending beyond their means to keep up with others, and online shopping late at night. I honestly don't think anything good happens late at night, eating choices, spending choices. I'm a person who's just like, go to bed, start fresh in the morning. More than just a fresh start in the morning, with a new year comes this idea of a new beginning. So why not really focus on improving your finances in 2023? Kick the bad habits and really focus on ending the year better than you started. With that said, here are some areas you could focus on. Develop a budget. I feel like there are two types of people in this world. Those who love a good budget, a spreadsheet, an app, you name it. It just makes life a little bit better, a little bit more fun. Then you have those who despise a budget. And listen, there's room for everyone here. I think a budget can be empowering. It shows exactly what is happening with your money, where it's coming from, and where it's going. And there's no better way to take control of your finances than to know exactly what is happening with your money. And a budget is the answer for that. And if you're one of those who hates budgeting, I have a solution. Set everything on autopilot. Your bills, your investments, everything. At that point, it really eases your job, and all you have to do is track an occasional expense. Actually, I'm a huge fan of everything going on autopilot, even if you love budgeting, simply because it makes your life easier. You know your today is taken care of, your bills are covered, your future is taken care of, you're setting money aside in savings and investments, and then any money left over is really just yours to do whatever you want with. But if you really dislike budgeting, sit down, go over your expenses for the past 3 months. Get really clear on what is happening with your money. Where are you spending? Where are you saving? Are you investing as much as you want to be? Are there areas where you're spending where you don't want to be? Do it once, get it all cleaned up, and then set everything on autopilot and let it ride for 3 to 6 months. Then 3 to 6 months down the road, look at your finances again. You can handle looking at them for 10 minutes every handful of months. That's not too bad. The whole idea of a budget is to create space to be able to spend where you want to. It's being mindful of your dollars, being able to spend on the things that matter to you and not spending on the things that don't matter. And if you eliminate spending on the areas that don't matter to you, you probably miss a lot of those mistakes that people listed are common financial mistakes, like spending on subscriptions you don't use or just spending to keep up with others. It's prioritizing your dollars towards the things that you value, not cutting out spending altogether, because honestly, what kind of life is that anyway? Next, focus on increasing your income. While getting rid of unnecessary spending is a great goal, there is a limit to the number of cuts you realistically can make or that you realistically want to make. An important step is working to increase your income. This may come in the form of working towards a promotion, working a side hustle, strategically switching companies, as switching companies often results in a pay bump. But if you go this route, you want to be careful not to switch companies too often, because if you're switching too frequently, that can give potential employers flighty vibes. So just be careful. Good rule of thumb is to stick with a company for, say, 3 years or so. Then you should be all set. Another route could be to switch career fields entirely, as different career fields have different growth and different income opportunities. I know there can be this stigma around switching careers later in life. People often say, "Oh, I'm too old to start over." But in reality, rarely is it too late to start over. I have had multiple people in my life, friends and family, who have successfully done this. Like my aunt, who decided in her 40s to completely change course. She went back to school, got her PhD, and landed a job that paid quadruple or 5 times what she was making before. She stuck that career out for 25 years. Actually, she retired, stayed retired for a year, decided she missed working, went back to work, and she's still working there and about to turn 70. I've had friends in their 50s completely change course. You have time to do what is important to you in life if you make the time. And getting an extra decade or two at significantly improved wages can be a big deal. One note about side hustles: I love a side hustle. I love having multiple streams of income, but as I've gotten older, my thoughts on endless work hours has definitely shifted. I want a more balanced life, aka I want to work less hours. I think it's really important to guard your free time and have time in life to do what you want to do. So you don't want to be working all the time. So side hustles are good. To an extent. I think it's more important to make yourself more valuable, to enhance your skill set, to go towards a higher paying career field, or to scale your skills, to find a way to impact more people. That way you can make more from your same efforts and still retain free time. Next up, ditch the debt. According to Motley Fool, 53% of Americans say they want to become debt-free in 2023. And being that 80% of adults have consumer debt, that's no small feat. I'm all for being debt-free. Outside of a mortgage, because I'm not in a rush to pay off a debt sitting at 2%, but the less debt you have, the easier your life. Dave Ramsey's not wrong. If you don't owe anyone anything, you find that your paycheck goes a lot further. It is a lot easier to build wealth and to save money when you have more of your paycheck to work with. So I really like the idea of paying down debt aggressively. You can really use any method you want. You can use Dave Ramsey's snowball method. Arrange your debts from smallest to largest, pay off the smallest ones first, and go for that psychological win. Or you can do the debt avalanche, where you arrange your debts from highest interest rate to lowest interest rate. Pay off the highest interest rate first, then work your way to the next one. They both work. All you have to do is know yourself. Are you more psychologically driven, or are you more numbers driven? And at the end of the day, if you're aggressively paying off your debt, if you're being as quick as possible, it really doesn't matter. There's not going to be a significant difference. You're probably going to pay roughly the same in interest anyhow. The goal is to get out from under the thumb of creditors. Stop paying interest to others and get your money invested so it can start earning interest for you. And finally, build your credit score. Now, I know the previous point was all about getting out of debt, and you really only need a credit score if you're primarily dealing with debt. But a good credit score is still important, because if you need a loan, it gets you the very best interest rates, which saves you money on interest. But your credit score can have a sneaky way of impacting your life outside of your credit. It can be used by utility companies, or it can be used by cell phone companies, even potential or current employers. I always have the goal to stay in the excellent category, which is 750 on up, simply because it gets you the best interest rates. The best thing you can do is pay your bills on time, and setting everything to autopilot ensures that you're always on time, which you did when you set your budget, as payment history is the most important factor when it comes to your credit score. The other thing you can do to really impact your score is to keep your balances low. Think your credit cards. The ideal usage is said to be about 7%. So if you have a $5,000 credit limit on your credit card, 7% hits at $350. So one of the best things you can do is to up your credit limit on your credit cards, but not spend more. Your amounts owed make up 30% of your credit score. So between taking care of timely payments and keeping your balances low, you have the vast majority of items taken care of and should be well on your way towards a great credit score. Do these 4 things: budgeting, simply knowing what your money is doing, working on boosting your income, managing and reducing debt, and working to build your credit score, and you're well on your way financially. Conquer these 4 things and you will absolutely find yourself in a better place financially next year. What is your plan for 2023? Do you have a goal that you're working on? Would you care to share it in a comment down below? I post new videos every single week. If you got anything at all out of this one, please give it a like. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, or if you know of someone who might get something out of this type of content, please consider sharing. I'll see you soon. Bye.